I'm Sophia Reyes, Elena's ride-or-die since second grade. 26 years of sleepovers, secrets, ugly cry nights, and promises we kept even when it hurt. I stood 3 rows back at St. Michael's Cathedral clutching a crumpled tissue, watching my sister in every way but blood rest in polished mahogany.
She was 31.
8.5 months pregnant with the daughter she'd already named Luz. The baby survived an emergency C-section while Elena slipped away.
4 pounds even. Tiny fighter. Already motherless.
The official story was sudden placental abruption and sepsis.
Doctors shrugged.
Sometimes these things happen.
I knew better.
Elena had been radiant 3 weeks earlier. Glowing, nesting, texting me paint swatches for the nursery at 2 a.m. Healthy women don't collapse that fast unless someone helps them along.
The priest was mid-prayer when the oak doors groaned. Sunlight sliced the dim nave.
Marcus Navarro, Elena's husband, strolled in wearing a tailored Tom Ford suit and the smirk of a man who'd already spent her life insurance in his head.
On his arm,
Lauren Voss, 29, Pilates-toned, Balmain dress, red bottom heels clicking like gunshots on marble.
The Mistress.
The one he'd been flying first class to meet while Elena was buying honnesses. Lauren actually squeezed his hand tighter when she saw the casket, as if claiming territory. Marcus didn't even glance at Elena's mother, Carmen, who let out a low, broken keening sound and nearly collapsed. I caught her, held her shaking frame while the whole church stared. Marcus guided Lauren to the front pew, family seats, and sat like he owned the grief.
Whispers erupted. Phones angled. Live streams started.
The priest faltered. Silence stretched until Thomas Langford, Elena's estate attorney, rose. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, Elena left specific instructions.
He lifted a sealed envelope.
She asked that her final message be played here, today, in front of everyone she loved and everyone who betrayed her.
Marcus rolled his eyes. Lauren checked her manicure. They thought this was theater. A screen descended behind the casket.
Elena appeared, hospice bed, oxygen cannula, but eyes blazing.
She looked straight into the lens. Hello, Marcus. Lauren. Diana.
Marcus's mother, who sat rigid 3 rows back.
If you're watching this, I'm gone.
And you're probably feeling very clever right now.
She smiled, slow, lethal.
You assumed I was just a third-grade teacher who liked making printable calendars.
You were wrong.
For 7 years I built Soul Educate, America's largest independent marketplace for educator-created curriculum. Current valuation, $52 million. Projected to hit $95 million in 18 months. Every dollar earned after our wedding went into an irrevocable trust formed before we said I do. You never had a legal claim. You never even knew it existed.
Marcus lurched forward.
That's impossible.
Sit down.
Elena snapped from the screen.
The church obeyed. She continued.
Marcus, Luz isn't yours. DNA results are filed with the court, witnessed, notarized, ironclad. Her father is someone who treated me like a person instead of a project.
He'll be contacted after today.
Custody and the trust go to him and to my named guardian, Sophia Reyes.
Gasps. Phones shook in hands.
But first, Diana.
Elena's gaze shifted.
You brought me family herbal tea every afternoon in the hospital.
I saved the last cup.
Chain of custody is perfect. The lab already has my hair, blood, and tissue samples.
Preliminary toxicology shows thallium.
Slow, elegant, almost undetectable.
You thought I was delirious.
I was documenting.
Diana stood.
This is delusional. Detective Marisol Vega moved from the back pew, badge out. Mrs. Navarro, you're under arrest for suspicion of first-degree murder. Uniforms appeared at the doors.
Elena wasn't finished.
Marcus, your $2.8 million gambling debt to the DeLuca family? The embezzlement from Whitaker Capital to cover it? I sent the full packet to the SEC, FBI, and your board on Tuesday. Your trading license is already suspended. The DeLucas don't forgive debts. They collect interest in blood.
Marcus's face collapsed. Sweat soaked his collar.
And Lauren?
Elena's tone turned almost gentle.
Thank you. You leaked his insider trades to his biggest competitor for Venmo payments and promises of a corner office. I have the thread, the timestamps, the wallet addresses.
You sold him out while he was selling me out.
Poetic.
Lauren tried to bolt.
2 plainclothes detectives blocked the aisle. Elena leaned closer to the camera. Never mistake silence for surrender. I spent 7 years building an empire while you thought I was laminating worksheets. I spent 7 years collecting receipts while you spent my trust. And when you poisoned me, I made sure the poison came back to you tenfold.
She softened.
Sophia, thank you for being my witness, my sister, my soldier.
Protect Luz.
Tell her I loved her enough to fight dirty so she could grow up clean.
The screen went black. Pandemonium.
Diana in cuffs.
Marcus served on the spot.
Lauren sobbing into her designer sleeve while detectives read rights. Phones captured every second, viral before the recessional hymn started. 3 weeks later, Diana charged with murder. Marcus indicted on fraud, embezzlement, wire fraud. Lauren facing securities violations and conspiracy. The DeLucas sent a polite message through counsel, debt settled via asset forfeiture. Luz's biological father, Daniel Correa, gentle high school principal from that education conference, stepped forward quietly. Joint guardianship with me. He changed diapers, sang lullabies in Spanish, cried the first time Luz grabbed his finger. Soul Educate crossed $60 million. An endowment now funds scholarships for daughters of single mothers, named Carmen's Promise. On Luz's first birthday we played Elena's video. She looked tired but radiant. Happy birthday, M.I. Luz. Mama built you a castle out of code and courage so no one could ever lock you out again. Be kind. Be fierce. Be unstoppable. And remember, you are mine. That means you are born unbreakable. I held Luz close while she babbled at the screen. Somewhere, Elena was smiling. Never underestimate the woman who stays quiet the longest. She's usually the one writing the ending. If this hit you, if it reminded you never to let anyone convince you you're small, drop a comment. What would you have done in Elena's place? Like if karma still excites you. Share if someone you love needs this reminder today. We keep telling these stories because the quiet ones deserve to be heard. See you in the next one. Stay powerful.